Let's see if they can cut it down to 4 now. Well, they're doing it from the outside. They haven't been able to find Jackson inside in the paint. Aurora Central, either Boyd or Dowd. Everywhere Jackson goes, they try and front him.
Boyd tipped it away, but then it went off Powell, and it will be Montbello's basketball. Brian Johnson will inbound to Damon Hunter. Arnie Hayes is up off the Montbello bench. He'll check in. Larry Robinson's jumper no good. He can't get it to go down, and Bobby Boyd there for the rebound. Knocked away by Hunter and then picked up by Gary Taylor. David Powell hits the long jumper.
Well, what can you say? Powell and Lattiser from the outside have really done it. Taylor's given them the penetration. Aurora Central's been near perfect, and yet they only lead by 8. Montbello has hung very tough. Oh, my goodness. That's a charge
on Brian Johnson as he runs over Powell. And a timeout now being called by Aurora Central.
All right, here's the look
great
here.
Position. He loses the ball, but the position is already established.
Aurora Central leads it by 8 with 2:30 to play in the third. We'll be back in a moment. Brown, Glenn Gondrzik, and John Canales back at the 4A state championship basketball game between Aurora Central and Montbello at McNichols Arena tonight. Aurora Central with the basketball and the 8-point lead, 40-32. Taylor slips, but recovers.
I'll tell you, the second half, both teams have really taken the pressure off the officials, and they haven't had to even start to count 3 seconds.
Bobby Boyd steps on the end line, and it's a turnover, Montbello basketball. I'll tell you, people talk about the basketball in Colorado not being the best, but the Montbello coach, Abdul, take that back, Saeed Abdal Rahman. Royston, however, dishes to Arnie Hayes, can't get it. Rebound comes to Larry Robinson, and he scores. I was just about to say that Saeed Abdal Rahman took a bunch of 9th graders, about 4 or 5 of his players, including Craig Jackson from Montbello when they were in the 9th grade, along with John Hodges, who's at GW now, and Charlie Simpson, who's playing at Aurora Central. And in the 9th grade, they won the national championship in the AAU tournament. That's pretty good basketball.
Well, I think that it's definitely come along. You take a look at how many guys have gone on to major college ball, not just in the state in the last few years. Here comes Montbello. The lead is down to 4. And keep in mind, they are a good second-half ball club. They press, they're in shape. They got some people going. Here's their coach up. Come on, is up saying, here we go, here we go. And they are pressing again.
Larry Robinson hits 2 straight jumpers. He hadn't gotten one of those to go down earlier. Now he steals, but it's recovered by Gary Taylor. 40-36, Aurora Central leads, 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Simpson has to invent one, and he banks it home.
That is a pretty move. Great body control.
And a big bucket, because Montbello making a run. Every time they've done that, either a Simpson, a Taylor, a Lattiser, or a Powell will knock one down. Good move inside.
Robinson goes down the lane with the behind-the-back dribble, but he is hammered and will go to the line.
Doesn't take much of a seam for Robinson. He finds it, goes inside. I'll tell you, that's good help, though, by the Aurora Central kids as they really come in here. You go down the middle, you ought to pay the price. And 54, Boyd did a good job. Does pick up the foul. The lead can be cut to 4.
Second foul on Boyd, 13th foul on Aurora Central. And Larry Robinson really taking over here now for Montbello. He's got 5. Make it 6. And the lead is 4, 42-38 with 54 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lattiser to Taylor. Taylor turn around on the baseline short, gets his own rebound, throws it up and in. No call.
Boy, Taylor did a great job, did get a break, appeared, and he charged. He gives his Buckland a 6-point lead. 18 seconds to get a shot off. They don't wait for the clock.
Robinson shot no good, but the rebound to Brian Johnson. Now Arnie Hayes has it.
10 seconds to shoot.
Good fake by Damon Hunter. He scores it and he's fouled.
Foul is on Floyd. Montbello picks up a bucket with 3 seconds left. Cuts the lead to 44-40. Let's take another look, Glenn.
That's his spot. He's been hot the whole second half, and just from that baseline. Hit that one right in 2 players. Right on him.
Damon Hunter at the line. He cut the lead to 3.
I want to know where your spot is on the floor.
Bench.
Hunter misses the free throw. The lead stays at 4, 44-40. And the third quarter is history here in the 4A state championship basketball game. Aurora Central with a 4-point lead, 44-40. We'll be back with the final quarter in just a moment. We're back at the 4A state championship, and John Canales has a guest, Ray Ball.
Thank you very much, Jim. With me is Ray Ball, Commissioner of the Colorado High School Athletics Association. They put this tournament on every year. Ray, what can you tell us about this year's tournament? It's been a good one.
Well, it's a little different. Of course, we got all of our small schools down in Colorado Springs, but I think I'm just amazed at the caliber of these athletes. Every year they get bigger and better, and our crowds have been excellent. We're very happy with the tournament this year.
I've heard the crowds have been just real good this year, and you were looking at maybe some record attendance, perhaps.
I think our attendance is going to be very, very close to record for the whole tournament. I really think it's a very good chance.
And, of course, here at McNichols tonight, you'll crown yourselves 2 new champions in the 3A and 4A divisions.
Right, right. First, this will be a first championship for either one of these teams.
Ray Ball, Commissioner of the Colorado State High School Athletic Association. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you very much. Brian Johnson scoring very quickly off the tip for Montbello. And it's a 2-point ball game. Aurora Central 44, Montbello 42.
This is their most serious threat because Aurora Central has led throughout this thing. Montbello, a tough second half outfit, is right back in it now. Jackson is back in the ball game. Montbello very aggressive with that man defense. You know, Ray Ball pointed out they do have a good crowd now. When we first came in here, there wasn't much of a crowd. Now it is very good.
Well, you got 2 local schools in Aurora Central and Montbello, so you knew you were going to have a pretty decent crowd here tonight. Montbello has never led this thing. They have tied it twice at 2 and at 4 points. But the rest of the time, it has been Aurora Central with a lead as big as 12. Simpson tried to invent another one, tipped up by I don't know who in a melee, and it goes out of bounds off of Montbello. It'll be Aurora Central's basketball.
Looked like Jackson hammered Simpson, no call. Central with the basketball, 6:58 left to crown a new 4A champ. As Ray Ball pointed out, neither team has ever won it.
Well, Craig Jackson plays very good defense that time. He's making Charlie Simpson change his shot, and that's what you want to do on defense.
And now as they go into the final quarter, the 2 big men are guarding each other, and Bill Lattiser bombs one for his 10th point.
Same thing that happened in the third period. Montbello made a run, and Lattiser started scoring. Here's Jackson.
He scores, and he's fouled by Matt Dow.
Used his body very well.
Boy, that's a big bucket. Boyd will come back in for Dow. Let's take a look at Jackson, who cuts the lead to 2 with a free throw coming.
Uses his body to shield off Dow.
You make a great point. Dow looked away for just a minute, Glenn. That's all Jackson needed. He got a good pass. Jackson can cut it to 1 with 6:45 left in the ball game.
I'll tell you, I like the coach from Montbello, Saeed Abdel-Rahman. He's been up smiling, telling his players they're just playing well, keep going. And at halftime, he shook Charlie Simpson's hand and said, good first half, big fella.
Been that way as long as I've known the guy. He just likes the game. He goes out, he has a good time, and it shows. He's got his kids' attention. Same way on the other side of the coin. Brookhart has done an amazing job. There's Taylor.
Good follow by Gary
Got
Taylor.
the basket.
Big bucket by Taylor. Central was in trouble. It looked like Montbello would have the basketball, a chance to take the lead. Instead, watch Taylor go get his own rebound. He doesn't stand out there.
As soon as his feet hit the floor, he was in on the boards.
And Glenn, you know, that's really the guy who can get the basketball back because he knows where it's going to go when he misses.
Yeah, he has the best angle on it.
Damon Hunter into the Montbello lineup for Brian Johnson. And Taylor will go to the line. He can make it a three-point play and give Aurora Central a 4-point lead.
That's Hunter's third foul.
So Taylor now with 17 points in the basketball game. Arnie Hayes has it blocked by Lattiser.
Boy, Lattiser had some kind of second half. He hit one from the corner a minute ago and it's really sticky. Here's another guy to score.
Uses that glass. Use that glass very nice.
I'll tell you, Simpson gets most of the ink along with Taylor. Let me have that Powell and Lattiser on this ball club, too.
51-45, Aurora Central leads at 5:45 to play in the basketball game. Stolen away by Aurora Central.
5 players that Aurora Central has on the court right now are doing one great job for him. Got a 4-on-2. Take it to the hole. That's it. Look at that. Look at him working.
Bobby Boyd grabs the rebound after Simpson's shot was blocked by Jackson. And a timeout now for Montbello as Aurora Central builds their lead back to 8, 53-45. 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the game. We'll be back with more in a moment. Well, Aurora Central has withstood the charge of Montbello. It was down to a 1-point ball game, but now Aurora Central has built it back up to an 8-point lead.
Talk about a lot of character. Number 22, Lattiser, Keaton, hit a jumper, blocked the shot. Let's see if Montbello has one more run left in him.
Eric Chin, Joy Royston into the ball game for Montbello as they bring the basketball up. Here's Royston, the long-range bomber, dishes to Chin. No good. Simpson had the rebound, and then it's scored by Damon Hunter, and he's fouled by Charlie Simpson.
Well, it's been a great ball game. They can get right back in it here, cut it to 5. They missed a shot, but they stay right with it. And in this case, number 45, Damon Hunter's had a sensational second half. Picks up the bucket, and he's got a chance to add one more.
Matt Dow returns to the Aurora Central lineup for David Powell. As Byron Burkhardt wants the big people in there, and he's got them in Simpson, Dow, and Boyd up front. Hunter cans the three-point play. He's got 13.
See if Montbello's press bothers Aurora Central. Lattiser showed a lot of poise tonight.
5-point lead for Aurora Central, 53-48, 4:55 to play in the game. Taylor drives, throws up a flyer.
Here come the Warriors. They're 3-on-1. They can't see it.
Eric Chin will slow it up now.
Down 5. Let's see if they look inside for Jackson and a possible three-point play.
Hunter, good fake around Simpson, and he's fouled. Oh, charge.
Like Charlie Simpson grabbed him as he went by him.
All right, let's take a look from the officials' view underneath. Hunter going hard. Simpson got the first one, but the second one is the one that's picked up.
So Powell back into the lineup for Aurora Central. Dow goes out. And Larry Robinson back in for Montbello. Good steal.
Excellent move.
Eric Chin with the big steal.
Need one right here to get right back in. A lot of time. There's Jackson.
He forced it, but he went after the rebound. Lattiser, however, comes up with it.
2-on-1.
Let's see if Simpson jams it.
Got another bounce.
And he's fouled.
Remind me to tell Doug tomorrow to take that basket in the second half.
Got that right. All right, here it comes. You can see it coming now. Simpson wanted to stuff it. Number 11 doing his job. Chin gets it away. Simpson knocks it down. Now he give his ball club an 8-point lead. One more time from another angle.
Doesn't get it, and Jackson gobbles up the rebound. 7-point lead for Aurora Central, 55-48, 4:05 to go.
Montbello's got to put it up pretty quick now. Time is wasted. Oh, what a move by Simpson.
Goaltend.
They want a goaltend. They don't get it. Here comes Hunt.
Take it to the hole.
Foul.
Oh, a
There you
follow by
go.
Simpson. What a follow by Charlie Simpson.
That could be the one that does them in. Simpson, no goaltend at the other end. And then the jam by Simpson. Oh,
Charlie Simpson with 14 points.
It has a way of breaking your back when you're trying to make a comeback.
And a
Good
timeout for Montbello with 3:41 to play. Aurora Central leads at 57-48. And this has been the dandy 4A championship game.
take a look at the goaltending that Montbello wanted right here from the outside. Simpson will go up.
He's right underneath the basket. That's the goaltend.
You know, in the NBA, it's a piece of cake to call because anytime you hit it off the glass, it's goaltending. High school and college, it's got to be on the way down. It appears that the ball was on the way down. 57-48 with 3:41 remaining. Montbello's got to go all out now with their pressured defense. There's Byron Brookhart. He's 3 minutes and 41 seconds away from his first state championship.
And as you mentioned, Herb Brown, Aurora Central will pick up a unique double if they can hang on.
I just wonder how long Herb's going to suck on that lemon.
Long time. Good for you. In 1943, Denver West won the wrestling, but they lost the basketball championship in 3 overtimes to Denver East. A big score that year, 30-28.
3 overtimes.
That's right.
That was an offensive game
Yeah,
that night.
certainly was.
Here we go, final 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And Montbello down by 9.
Boyd's doing a good job inside on Jackson.
Here's Damon Hunter. Shot won't go. Tipped out by Arnie Hayes. Good play. Gets it into Jackson. And he is hammered by Lattiser.
Boy, Montbello just fighting like it's their last gasp because they were not going to let that ball get out of this end of the court. Jackson's got some free throws coming. Could cut it to 7.
Fell on Lattiser.
You look at Craig Jackson, and you imagine him in another couple years. Right now, he's 6'8", and he's going to put on a couple, maybe 20 more pounds.
Beautiful shooting form.
They really like him around the country. I saw the BC scouting report on him. It was just glowing. He's got such great offensive skills, and he's just a puck. He'll put on some weight, as you mentioned.
Willis Reed, the Creighton head coach, was in here the other night to scout Jackson. Oh,
He uses that glass. Very nice.
Hey, throw me a dart. I'll tell you, as he got it down. Don't play him in horse.
He looks like Sam Jones of the Boston Celtics off the glass. Damon Hunter around Simpson, can't score. Jackson crashes the board, and Jackson will be called for the foul.
Jackson a little frustrated. Every time he touches the basketball, 3 white shirts converge on him.
It works hard on that offensive board. It just crashes into the back of him. He's going to have to get used to that, though. Every time, all next year, every time he touches the ball, he's going to have to get used to having 2 or 3 players on him.
Price you pay when you... Aurora Central can go up by 11, which I believe, Jim, would be their biggest.
Now, they had a 12-point lead in the first half.
As I say, their second biggest.
Is he going to bank his free throws, too?
I'll tell you, this kid's impressive. This is a good basketball team. It's been a good basketball game. Montbello made a hard run at Central, and Lattiser hit one out of the corner, and they just seemed to get it back.
Powell can't get the free throw, so the lead stays at 9, 59-50, 2:50 to play. Brian Johnson is back into the Montbello lineup.
They cannot get it into Jackson. What a job inside by the Central kids.
Long rebound came to Larry Robinson, but then Lattiser and Taylor stripped him of it.
While we're passing out plaudits, don't forget Boyd and Dow for the job they've done inside on Jackson. Everywhere he goes, they front him. All right, a little spread delay now for Aurora Central. This is Taylor. He's an excellent ball handler. It's going to take some kind of effort to strip him. Down to 2:15.
Taylor drives and is fouled by Damon Hunter.
They got to make their free throws now.
Missed a 1-and-1 just a minute ago, or it could have been over. All right, here's Taylor.
Had the whole
Outstanding
court
player.
cleared. That looks like that's intentional.
All right, Taylor.
They gave him 2 shots.
Taylor gets a couple, and it would have been possible to have a 4-point play. 59-50, Aurora Central, 2:13 left. They've hurt themselves at the line the last 2 times.
That's a possible 3 more points that they could have had that they missed at the free throw line.
Taylor gets the second one. He's got 18 points, and it's a 10-point Aurora Central lead, 60-50, 2:05 to play in the game. Lattiser, a one-man gang as he steals it away, and then it goes off of Taylor out of bounds.
Tell you what's happened in the summertime around here. All these kids are playing in a league. They're all lifting weights. They go to camp. Basketball's really come around in this state. Look at the crowd around Jackson.
4 players.
And Lattiser is called for the foul. Second foul on Bill Lattiser.
Got some attendance figures. McNichols, 57,000 people last year, 52,000. So Ray Ball is right. They have increased their attendance.
Timeout called by Aurora Central as they lead it by 10, 60-50, with 1:55 to go. Aurora Central is in the driver's seat, and I know a lot of people were talking last night after watching GW and Montbello that was the championship game last night. They thought that whoever won that one would come in here and beat Aurora Central, but obviously Central has had other ideas.
Well, that's usually what happens. You play the big semifinal game. You're so emotional high. It's such a great win for you. Then you come back and you almost relax the next night.
Keep the clock going. Would you give me a pencil? I want to write that down for Glenn. Gondo, you've been sensational. Glenn Gondrzak in action tomorrow night, right here, tomorrow afternoon. 2 o'clock?
2:05.
2:05. Might see Gondo a little bit at the guard spot. Billy McKinney is out. Rob Williams is out.
You just gave Doug Moe nightmares.
Did I really?
I have a guy from Nevada, Las Vegas, who calls me all the time and says that we should be playing you more at guard, because that's where you played in college.
Let me give you Doug Moe's home phone number and give it to him next time he calls.
I didn't see him play any guard down there, and I worked a lot of their ball games. It was Tony Smith and Robert Smith.
This guy told me that Gondo can play guard.
I was an off guard.
Taylor, well, apparently it went off of a Montbello player, and it'll be Aurora Central's basketball with 1:49.
Need a miracle here. Montbello's down 10. They're
Gotta
going
get
to
it across the 10-second line.
This ball club handles the ball pretty good.
They get it to Bobby Boyd just in time. Now they'll have to foul somebody. But Boyd is loose underneath. He scores and he fouls.
Glenn, I'll tell you the truth, this ball club has as much poise and as much balance through 6 people as any team we've had win the state championship. Apparently they're going to do it. They're up 12. Look at this, Boyd, a guy who has been playing excellent defense on Jackson, gets a bucket with 1:33 left. You would assume that would do it. They're up by a dozen.
Well, I said before, the 5 that Aurora Central has on the court right now have really done a job for them. And I'm not taking away anything from Dow and the other players that have played, but this 5 right here has played probably the best together of any 5 they've had on the court tonight.
And I think one thing that this ball game tonight has definitely proved, Jackson and Simpson are not the only 2 ball players on both these teams. We have seen some excellent supporting cast.
Did he make the shot?
Yeah, he did. Apparently,
gave him an intentional foul.
They want a timeout. You can't get it when they're ready to shoot. Now Montbello wants a timeout.
Boyd with 7 points now, and it's the biggest lead, or matching the biggest lead of the night at 12 for Aurora Central, 62-50 over Montbello, and 1:31 to go in this Class 4A state championship basketball game. I tell you, tonight and last night in the 4A division, 2 of the better basketball games that I've ever seen played in this state tournament, and I've seen all of them since 1968.
You didn't see that one in 43, the 30 to 28 game. That's a shame.
I wasn't even born then, Irv.
I understand. I was there.
I did miss that one, but these 2 games have just been outstanding.
Well, looks like Aurora Central's cheerleaders, pep band, all the people there are already celebrating. Toilet paper's coming down from the ceiling.
Don't forget our next Nuggets TV game here on Channel 2. It's coming up Friday, March 18th, when the Nuggets travel to Seattle to meet the Supersonics. Game time is 9 p.m. here on Denver Television, Channel 2, Denver sports station. And no matter what happens with the winning streak, that's going to be a big one, Glenn, up there, because that's one of the teams you're chasing.
That's exactly right. Well, we kind of take them one at a time now, because every game's going to be important for us. But we always watching the standings, and Seattle is one team that we're kind of going after to better our playoff position. And it's you know, and even the thing with David Thompson involved, you know, it always seems that it's some kind of rivalry, a big game for us, and a lot of extra incentive in the game.
They were awesome early as they won 12 straight. Then went into the tank for a long time, but they played better. They beat Boston on the road this week, and that's no easy feat.
Exactly right.
Here we go, a minute 25 to play in the game, and it's stolen away by Aurora Central. Taylor ahead of the pack, stolen away by Steve Benson from behind, and now a foul will be on Bobby Boyd.
Bobby Boyd looked like he was just trying to get out of the way.
I'll tell you, Boyd, a good-looking player, 6'4" junior, and he's got some muscle on him.
He's got a very good body for a high school player.
Eric Chin coming back into the Montbello lineup.
And in case you're interested, Aurora Central has 2,100 students. Montbello has 1,100 students. Last appearance in the state tournament for Montbello in '81. Aurora Central was here a year ago. Byron Brookhart will win his first state championship.
It's a good thing that Aurora Central didn't need their free throws tonight down the stretch, because they haven't been hitting them.
Absolutely. This thing could be a 15, 20-point bowl. Instead, it's going to be 10. Montbello still has a gas, but the way Central's handled the basketball, you wouldn't think it would happen. Oh, look at this.
Turnover.
Blocked by Lattiser, but it comes to Robinson, and he scores.
Well, the lead is down to 8. As Byron Brookhart
throw it away. They can't panic. They just got to play controlled basketball right now.
Now they've got it where they want it. Yes.
Got a foul. There it is. Do they give him 2?
I think they'll give him the one-on-one on that one.
One-on-one.
And Brian Johnson checking back in for Montbello. Eric Chin goes out, and Bill Lattiser will be going to the foul line. By the way, while we have him on it, let's go back and congratulate Denver Christian on their Class AA state championship. They repeat as champions, beating Lutheran in our first game tonight, 55-45. And congratulations to an outstanding Fruta club that fought back through the whole tournament to beat Thompson Valley 67-63 in overtime to win the Class 3A championship.
Hey, this thing is still in doubt. Aurora Central making it interesting because they don't score from the line.
Robinson.
It's a 6-point lead. Aurora Central has missed everything from the line. This is how you get Olsen. Byron Brookhart had this thing in the sack. Now you get another turnover. This thing will really get interesting. We're down to 6 with 45 seconds left.
Still a lot of time.
62-56, Aurora Central leads it. They break the press this time with Taylor.
They got a foul again, though.
Got to do it quick. Oh, they're going to get a layup. Nope, they'll come back out.
Montbello's got a foul.
36 seconds. Boy, they've used a lot of time.
And now they foul outside. Arnie Hayes fouling
Now that's
Taylor.
an intentional foul.
All right, Taylor will get a pair.
That's away from the ball. That's an automatic.
30 seconds to go. Taylor will have to get both of these to give the Aurora Central Spartans that 8-point lead again. Taylor with 19 points in the ball game. He had 19 last night.
That should do it. That odd number.
Make it 20 for Gary Taylor, and an 8-point Aurora Central lead, 28 seconds to go. Larry Robinson, and they'll count it. They call it goaltending.
Montbello has to foul.
Central's very quick, and they're not going to let him do it. There it is, right there.
Bobby Boyd will go to the line. Only 14 seconds remaining. Steve Benson in for Montbello. And Aurora Central will be the Class 4A state basketball champions. Their first ever. And Byron Brookhart has to be a happy man.
Both ball clubs played well. I think the key, every time Montbello would make a rush at Central, somebody would take over. A Lattisaur. We saw excellent effort from Charlie Simpson. David Powell, a guy very few people have heard about. There's the Aurora Central kids. They're excited. Powell owned the glass tonight.
And I like this kid, Bobby Boyd, at the foul line, a junior.
Good player. Taylor is just a sensational guard. It's a very talented bunch of kids.
For Montbello, though, all sophomores and juniors, as Craig Jackson comes out. Only one senior starts. As Jackson comes out, he's replaced by Jack Smith, a 6'8 sophomore. So Montbello will have a lot of things to look forward to next year. Robinson shot no good, 7 seconds to play.
Well, this young school hadn't embarrassed itself at all. And I like the job that Rahman has done with him. He's very patient.
They have not quit. That's a sign of a real good team. They did not ever once quit.
3 seconds to play, and Aurora Central leads it by 66-58. David Powell will be going to the line as you look at the Aurora Central crowd celebrating. The Montbello players have their heads down, but as you said, Irv Brown, nothing to be ashamed of. They've played an outstanding tournament, and this team has overcome some adversity earlier in the year when they had a rock-throwing incident with some fans, and all of their extracurricular activities were canceled for 2 weeks, and they had to come back and play 7 games in a short period of time to make up for the games that they missed.
Make a great point. A lot of people, including myself, forgot about that. There it is.
So Aurora Central wins the Class 4A state basketball championship. They beat Montbello 68-58, and we will return in just a moment to wrap it up from McNichols Sports Arena. Conrad, Irv Brown, Glenn Gondrzek, and John Canales back at McNichols Sports Arena, where the Aurora Central Trojans have just beaten the Montbello Warriors for the Class 4A State High School Championship, 68-58, and just an excellent ball game by both ball clubs, Irv Brown, as Aurora Central gets its first title.
Well, you know, and the thing always comes up that Montbello used it all against GW. I didn't get to see that ball game. I talked to you early this morning. It's one of the best games you've ever seen. They played extremely well. I just thought Aurora Central was the better ball club tonight. They had 6 guys who just went out, did a great job. I thought their interior defense on Jackson was just outstanding.
Glenn, of course, you played in this tournament, and you know how important it is to win the thing. And Charlie Simpson and Byron Brookhart certainly have to be happy for Aurora Central.
Well, they just played great. They did everything they were supposed to do, and you know, they were the better team tonight, but I don't think Montbello has anything to be ashamed of. There's an old cliche, there are no losers. And I think that's just exactly the way that at least all the 6 teams that we saw tonight, they had to win big games to get here, and they did that.
All right, John Canales has the winning head coach, Byron Brookhart, and his big star, Charlie Simpson. Let's go to John Canales.
Thank you very much, Jim. Standing here with me, of course, the new State 4A Boys High School champions. And with me, their head coach, Byron Brookhart. Byron, congratulations. That's quite a win.
Thank you very much. Boy, these kids played their heart out. I just can't say enough there. The whole bunch of them is one tough bunch of kids. And, hey, they wouldn't be denied. They would not be denied. And they're just great.
They got out to the early lead. Then Montbello got themselves back in the game in the 3rd and 4th quarters. And yet you guys hung on, took charge late in the 4th quarter, and you put it away.
Yeah, these kids have a heart, and they got guts. And, boy, they just don't quit. And I don't care what happens, they just don't quit.
Over here on my left, Charlie Simpson. Charlie, an outstanding performance. How does it feel to win a championship as a senior?
I worked 4 long years for it, and it's nice to have it. I don't know, it's a team effort. We all went out there, we all did the job we knew we had to do. We did it, that's all there is to it.
This school has been in the state tournament several years in a row now. This is the first year you've really put it all together and gotten all the way. It really has to feel good.
I'm just glad I'm part of it. We've had some good talent before, we just haven't had the luck. This year, we had the luck. We went out there, we took control, and we got it this year.
I know that you want to savor this victory, but there's a future to think about. What kind of decisions can you tell us about as far as your college career?
I really didn't think about it during the state tournament. All I want to do is win a championship. And now, I think by probably 2 or 3 weeks we'll know, for sure, if not even a week and a half.
Okay, Aurora Central, the brand new 1983 4A state high school champions. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, John. And now all of the teams that won championships and finished second are receiving their trophies here at McNichols Sports Arena. And I think this would have been one of the better tournaments that I've had a chance to witness in Colorado. And we talked about it during the ball game. The talent in this state is getting better and better every year. And you look at the kids that are going on to play major college basketball and the guys that are now in the pros playing like the guy right next to it.
Well, I have to agree with you 100%. We saw two of the better prospects in Simpson and Jackson, but that supporting cast, I don't say all those kids can play Division I, but they definitely go out and play Division II. I agree with you 100%, Jim.
And Glenn, of course, you know more than anyone now that a lot of these players can go on and play major college basketball like you did at UNLV and then go on and into the pros. And the basketball being played in this state just gets better every year.
Well, I've been very much impressed with it over the last few years. I look back to my senior year. I was eliminated by Manual with a team that McElroy Richardson played on. So I think that says just in the last 10 years how much the level of basketball in Colorado has come. There's not only just a few players, there's a lot of good players that can play Division I college ball now.
And there you see the Aurora Central players receiving their trophy. Congratulations to them and to all the champions. For Irv Brown, Glenn Gondrzak, and John Canellis, I'm Jim Conrad wishing you good night from McNichols Sports Arena.